Welcome, everyone. We're just going to wait one more minute, seeing that people are still joining. Looks like we have folks from all over the place. South Africa, Netherlands, England, Canada, Barcelona, the US, the UK, India. Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Argentina. Awesome. All right. We are now into our time. Looks like we have over 90 folks, so let's get started. Thank you, everyone, for joining our webinar about Fireflies for Finance. We are going to talk about our specific Fireflies for Finance solution, which has AI workflows, strong security and compliance, and most importantly of all, less work for all of the financial advisors and wealth managers in the house, as well as anyone who's working in the finance space. We're super excited to present this to you. We've launched this just a couple of weeks ago, and the team here, who you can see, has been working on this launch. We've been working hard to bring the best solutions for the finance industry in terms of AI meeting, note-taking, filling out your CRM, and doing lots of other cool stuff with our AI platform. So let me give a brief introduction of what we can expect today. A short agenda for today is that we will be doing an introduction about Fireflies and the Fireflies for Finance solution. We'll walk you through the platform and what we've built specifically for financial advisors, wealth managers, as well as general finance industry. After that, we'll actually have my colleagues here give us a live demo of the features that we've built, whether that's AI apps, custom summary templates, integrations, specifically custom built for the finance industry. And then towards the end, we will also have a Q&A session where you can all ask your questions. We encourage you to ask your questions as we go in the chat, and we will take those all at the end, and we'll answer them all at the end at the Q&A session. Now, let's start off by just introducing ourselves a little bit. As you might have guessed, I'm your host for today. I'm Nishant. I lead go-to-market and partnerships here at Fireflies. I've been with Fireflies for just about 4 years now. Fun fact is, actually, before joining Fireflies, I used to see Fireflies in the meeting all the time, whether it's on, I would be on Google Meets or Zooms, be like, oh, what's this? It's Fireflies AI note taker. And then I'd look at the transcript and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. But then I didn't know that I would actually become a part of this company and of its growth. So yeah, I'll be your host for today. I also have my colleagues Sai and Chan from our product team. I'll hand it over to them for a brief introduction.
Absolutely. So I'll go first. So hi, folks. I'm Chan. So I am part of the product team here at Fireflies. So I guess it's almost been a year since I've joined, but it always felt like I've belonged here. We built great stuff. It's been amazing working with the entire team to build the Fireflies for Finance bundle. Super excited for this webinar, and I'm excited to show you what we've built. Leave to Sai.
Hey folks, my name is Sai. I've been with Fireflies for around the same time as Nishant has, around 4+ years. Part of the product team. I briefly oversee all of our AI related features and core platform. So excited to be here.
Yeah, they're obviously underplaying their part here. Sai was one of the first product managers here at Fireflies. He's known the product and built the product from the ground up ever since we had just transcription and summaries to now where we have amazing AI features and everything else on the platform for you to offer. Chan, of course, has been with us for just about a year, but in that year, he's launched more than 20 integrations and done a whole lot for the whole integration ecosystem here at Fireflies. And you can look forward to a lot of upcoming cool stuff on the integration side as well. So awesome. Now that we have all of that out of the way, we'd love to get started. We'll start with a brief introduction of Fireflies. I'm guessing most of you, since you've come here, you are already aware of what Fireflies does. But as you know, Fireflies is the leading AI meeting assistant that helps you record, transcribe, as well as give you meeting notes, action items, as well as conduct actions from your meetings. So it connects to your calendar, it joins your meetings, it takes notes automatically, gives you AI summaries, gives you action items, and a lot more. Now, of course, having built this platform, we have a ton of different type of people, type of industries, departments that use Fireflies for their meeting needs. As you can imagine, if you have any external meeting, any internal meeting, then Fireflies is useful for you. But specifically for the finance sector and specifically for the finance industry, we realized that there were a few things we needed to build that would make the lives of financial advisors or wealth managers or people in the finance industry a lot easier, specific features that would help them with their specific workflows that they have to do on a daily basis. So that's the primary reason we built Fireflies for Finance. As we were looking at all of the customers that we have, we realized that financial advisors actually spend more than a third of their work week, over 20 hours of their work week, on administrative and back office tasks. And a third of financial advisors actually admit to being bogged down by these administrative tasks that they have to do on a daily basis. Now, of course, as a financial advisor, as a wealth manager, or as anyone in the finance industry, you are having meetings day in and day out with your clients. Some of the most important information that you discuss is actually on these meetings. So, of course, if we can help you get the most out of these meetings and also take away all the administrative tasks that you have to do from these meetings, that should hopefully provide a lot of value to you. Now, of course, as I said, advisors spend hours daily on meetings like client calls, portfolio reviews, planning sessions, investment strategy reviews, tax planning, retirement planning, you name it, you are having these sort of meetings inside day in and day out. So that's really why we decided to build the Fireflies for Finance solution. Now, what that does, what the solution does, or what we aim for it to do, is for you to, one, get complete visibility into client conversations. And that means having a record of all of your client conversations with accurate transcripts, with accurate summaries, with accurate action items, so you don't have to do all of that legwork manually by yourself. By having all of these meetings and having this visibility, of course, we also enable AI-powered search to quickly review or search through all of your meetings that you're having with your clients as well. With that, we're able to automate meeting notes, action items, and follow-up tasks. Now, again, an additional cherry on top, if you've used our integrations, we also help you with automating the data entry part of things, which is, again, a pretty administrative task that can be automated. So with the integrations that we've built specifically for finance, you can connect your CRM and automatically log notes and tasks into your CRM. Now, I will, of course, have our product managers here give a sense of AI apps and custom summary templates and other things we've built for the finance industry, but I want to take you through it very quickly before I hand it over to these folks. First of all, we've built 10 plus AI apps for finance. Now, if you're not familiar with AI apps, it is, in addition to summaries and notes, you can have very specific customized outputs and insights from your meetings. You can use AI apps from our pre-built library of AI apps. We have AI apps for every industry, every use case, or you can create your own AI apps depending on whether you have your own format of notes that you need or your own specific insights that you need from your meetings. We've also built 8+ custom summary templates specifically for finance. So if you're having a retirement planning session, you don't have to rely on just the normal summary, but you can have a custom summary which is customized specifically for retirement planning sessions. So it gives you, okay, how much has your client already saved for your retirement? What's their aim or their goal? What age are they retiring at? All of the stuff that you used to have to manually pull out of your meetings or take notes, this can automatically be taken out of the meeting with our AI apps and our custom summary templates. CRM integrations, as I said, we've built CRM integrations specifically for financial advisors and wealth managers who use tools like Redtail or Wealthbox, taking the data entry out of the equation and automating that. So all of your notes go to the right contact, all of your action items go to the right place in your CRM. And I do want to take a moment to talk about our security and compliance at Fireflies, because we know how important that is, especially for sectors like finance, where security and compliance are something that are regulated or something that is really important when you're choosing any software, right? Fireflies has always taken security and compliance extremely, extremely seriously. We basically, it's the foundation of everything we build. Whenever we have a new feature, whenever we hire a new teammate or anything like that, we always take security and compliance into consideration and build it so that you can trust Fireflies with that feature and you can trust our platform and our team. Now, what that means, of course, in the platform itself, we are SOC 2 Type 2 certified, which is, again, one of the highest certifications you can get in the SaaS space. We are GDPR compliant for the people who rely on GDPR in the EU. We also have a HIPAA compliant version of the platform on the enterprise plan available. So even sensitive, the most sensitive industries like healthcare, where PHI is being discussed and PII is being discussed, that can be extremely secure with our HIPAA compliant version of Fireflies as well. Now, a lot of times when you're looking at AI software in specific, you're asking questions like, hey, are they using my data for training? Are they using my data for any other purposes? Like, I don't know what's happening with my data. We are very, very clear and transparent that your data is not used for any other purposes rather than providing you the services of Fireflies. We don't take ownership of your data. We don't, use your data for any training, any other purposes. We have zero data retention with any platforms that we work with ourselves, which means that your data is only retained for the time that it's processed. It's basically not retained, not used for any training, or not used for any other purposes. Now, another feature that we have on the security side, which you will not see with any other platform out there at the moment, is the private storage feature, which gives you an additional level of security and control. So you don't end up wondering, hey, where is my data actually stored? We allow you to choose with the private storage feature on our enterprise plan where you want to store your data, in terms of the cloud, as well as in terms of the specific location itself. So as you know, we have folks here from South Africa, we have folks here from Europe, we have folks here from anywhere. If they need their data to be stored within their own region, if you need it to be stored in South Africa, if you need it to be stored in the EU, you can do that with private storage. Going one step further, we even allow customers to bring their own storage, adding another additional level of control, which means that you are no longer wondering where your data is stored, because you know it's stored on your own cloud. You can connect your own cloud to Fireflies. Again, this is available on the enterprise plan. We support both AWS and Google Cloud Storage. If you have AWS or Google Cloud Storage, you can use the bring your own storage option to store your own data as well. I hope all of that puts you to ease if you had any questions or concerns about security and compliance. All right, that is it for me from now. That is it for me for now. I will hand it over to Sai to walk you through some of the AI summaries and custom summary templates.
Perfect. Thanks, Nishant. So summaries are the bread and butter of what we do at Fireflies. After your meetings are processed, Fireflies generates an automatic AI summary, which is a multi-part summary. So it contains an overview, it contains action items, it contains thematic notes. It also highlights some keywords across your entire conversation itself. However, we realize that summaries are not a one-size-fits-all. Summaries need to be tailored according to your use case, according to the type of meetings that you're having. And that's where we came to with summary templates. And specifically, we realized that we needed to build industry-specific templates so that your use cases could be satisfied. To support finance-specific templates, we've got around 8+ templates, which are specific to the financial discussions that you're having. Everything from a generic financial summary template to like something specific as a retirement planning template, a tax planning template, or even templates for your quarterly check-ins that you're having with your clients. Every template contains a set of predefined sections, and you also have the option to append to the existing templates that we provide out of the box. And I'm going to show more of this in a bit around how templates itself works. In addition to templates, we also have AI apps. So Nishant alluded to this earlier, which is if you want to extract specific insights from your financial discussions, things like, oh, what were the financial KPIs discussed? Or what sort of financial data was discussed? Or generate customized outputs, which is, oh, can I get a tabular output of what the or what the client's demographic information look like? Or can I generate like a profile of the customer? All of this is possible with AI apps, which is embedded into Fireflies and which allow you to generate these custom insights and automate a lot of the repetitive tasks that you are doing day in and day out. To support the finance category itself, like we've got around 12+ finance-specific AI apps and around 200 odd apps for all sorts of generic use cases. So let me just jump right in and share my screen and showcase what this looks like. Perfect. So once your conversations are done, I've essentially created, I've changed my default summary and a generic financial summary is applied. The financial summary has specific sections around financial analysis, the information of the client, and financial discussions that happened on the call. In addition to the financial summary, you can also go in and select from all of the other types of summary templates that we have to offer. Things like investment review meeting, an estate check-in review meeting, tax planning, estate planning, portfolio and strategic check-in. And clicking on it essentially is going to repurpose and regenerate your summary to the type of meeting that you've had. The AI apps that I discussed are essentially run at the end of the meeting, wherein you can create a custom prompt to provide the output that you're after. So this is one of our AI apps, which generates a profile of the customer. It outputs a tabular format of the personal details of the customer, their demographics, the financial goals that they mentioned. This is another AI app that I've done to extract out the financial data categorizer across the categories that were discussed on the call. Now, AI apps itself are fully customizable. So what you can do is you can go to app.fireflies.ai/apps, and you can customize these AI apps and select from the list of apps that we have to provide. As Nishant earlier mentioned, you can also create these apps from scratch with your own prompt and see the type of data that you want to see. Lastly, with summary templates, you are also able to customize it by appending the sections of your choice. Cool. I think with that, let me just hand it over to Chan to talk about the additional workflow on how you can push some of these things to the CRMs and your additional workflows.
Thanks for that, Sai. That was amazing. So yes, folks. So the real value of meeting insights is when the data reaches the tools and systems that you use, basically your finance CRMs. And Firefly's integrations are not just about sending notes. Think of them as AI assistants or your teammates, which can not only just send notes, but also create contacts for you, create tasks for you, and a lot more that we have in store. And when we were deciding on building the finance bundle for Fireflies, we did talk to a lot of advisors, and during discovery, we found out that almost all of the advisors spend 70% of their time in doing manual data entry. And Fireflies is about to change that. And let me show you how. Let me just quickly share my screen. Yep, there we go. So when it comes to integrations, we integrate with all the popular finance CRMs, including Wealthbox and Redtail. So our integrations are pretty much different from other tools where you will have to manually send notes after every meeting. But for Firefly's integration, it's basically zero human in the loop, which basically means that once you integrate Fireflies with your CRM, a finance CRM, basically you're pretty much sorted, which means that it's a one-time setup and you can just go on about having calls and you can expect all the data in your CRM right away after this. So I'm going to show you a quick example on how easy it is to set up a CRM with Fireflies. In this example, I'll show you how to integrate with the Wealthbox. So it's just simple as clicking authorize. It takes you to Wealthbox for OAuth and just return back to Fireflies once you're done, and just click continue. So the integration flow and settings are pretty much similar for all the other CRMs. So I'm just going to take this example of Wealthbox. So we have an option to create new contacts from meeting participants. So let's say Nishant is a new client and I am an advisor. I haven't created Nishant as a contact in Wealthbox. And if I have this option enabled, all that I need to do is just go on the call with Nishant and Fireflies will automatically create the contact for me in Wealthbox. And I have an option here to send notes to contacts. And this is for existing contacts. So let's say Sai is already a client and he exits in my Wealthbox CRM. And if I have this option enabled, my notes will be sent to Sai as well. So not only that, we provide the ultimate flexibility. So for every integration partner that we connect, we tend to ensure that all feature set that they support is covered by Fireflies. We also want to ensure that some advisors would prefer mapping to opportunities, and we have the option to do that as well. So I click continue, and here's my favorite part. So Fireflies automatically understands all the action items spoken in a meeting and creates them as tasks in Wealthbox or the CRM of your choice. So in this example, I'm just showing Wealthbox, but this is applicable for other CRMs as well. So it automatically understands, let's say you have a client report that you need to submit, and if you have this option enabled, Fireflies automatically understands that, hey, you have to do this, and it automatically assigns a task for you in Wealthbox. And you also have an option where you can filter and create tasks in Wealthbox only that's assigned to you. So when you are in a client meeting with almost like 5+ members, and there are like multiple action items or tasks that's being discussed about, it's automatically identified by Fireflies, but it automatically intelligently tries to filter out tasks that are only assigned to you and has them updated to Wealthbox. So this is just a new feature that we just launched last week, and if needed, I can just enable this and I'm pretty much sorted. So I can test the connection by just clicking a sample data, but I'm sure it's working. So I'm just going to click save and complete the setup. And once you see a green check mark, it basically means that you're pretty much sorted. So it took me less than 2 minutes to set up the integration, and I am pretty much sorted after this. So we also have an option for admins. If you are on a team subscription in Fireflies, you can apply this integration to your entire workspace. So let's say you're a team of 5 advisors and you are the admin of the Fireflies team and you want all their meetings to flow into Wealthbox. All that I need to do is a simple turn on and just click save, and I am pretty much sorted. And not only just that, this is how the notes would look like in Wealthbox. So Fireflies meets you where your tools already are. And this is HubSpot, this is Salesforce, and this is Redtail. All the notes that I'm showing you is something that is populated by Fireflies. So that's it for integrations as far as Fireflies for Finance is concerned. So yes, so like I said, Fireflies would like to meet you where your tools are already there. And imagine this with no human in the loop setup. And you are, let's imagine the scenario where you are just done with your client call and basically just return after this meeting, and you can find that your notes are already populated in your CRM. So Fireflies has already done that for you. And that's pretty much what we want. And that's the kind of mental peace that advisors deserve. And like we always say, so let Fireflies handle the busy work and the heavy lifting for you, while you can focus on what really matters, which is basically your client conversation and their experience. And that's it from me, folks. Excited to know your thoughts. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chan. Thank you, Sai. We're loving the questions in the chat. Please keep them going. Whichever ones have not been answered, we'll answer them at the end with the Q&A session. We're trying to answer as we go, but we will definitely take all your questions, so keep posting them. Next, we are actually going to look at some of our own finance clients that have been using Fireflies, whether they're financial advisors, whether they're wealth managers, or other folks in the finance industry. We already have a ton of customers who are using Fireflies for their finance workflows, and they've already seen a ton of value from that. So we're going to showcase a short video of about 2 minutes to just show you the value that folks are getting out of the platform today.
Get from clients has been outstanding, which has really forced me to continue using it, because I found that as soon as I started using these in my meetings, my clients would reach back and say, I can't believe how thorough this reporting is. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing all these notes. It's very thorough, very detailed. I feel very good about our last meeting. So I found that there was an instant increase in client satisfaction after our meetings, because I felt like the clients really felt listened to it in a different way.
And it's also allowed us to be 100% present in meetings, where previously, someone would have their head down and they'd be writing notes or trying to remember what's going on. You can literally just be in a meeting and focus 100% of your attention and your time and be present with your client.
But now that I can, again, now I can be a better listener even after the fact, because I don't have to worry about the notes and everything. I mean, I'll write down some key points. I do have a format of something I give back to the client to say, well, here's the values you talked about, here's the goals you have. And I map all those things out for ongoing reports. So I do have to pull that information out and format it for deliverable to the client. But in that way, it does save a ton of time, not having to go back and transcribe the meeting because it's been done. That's a big time saver. For me, that's, it doesn't sound like a big deal, but when you're an army of one, it's a big deal.
I would definitely say that the outcomes that we have heard from clients even has been great. They ask for us to put the Fireflies, if we don't have the Fireflies on, because most of us have it on the auto join, but we have it so many times, and then if we don't have it on, some of the clients will be like, well, where's the Fireflies? We need those notes. We want the transcription too, because our senior leadership or whatnot wants to read it, what have you, have the record of it.
Awesome. It always puts a big smile on our faces to see that our customers are using and loving the platform, because everything we build is for our customers. So that's, of course, very fulfilling. We love to hear from our customers. So if any of you would, have any feedback, any questions, you can, of course, feel free to reach out to us at any time. Me, Sai, Chan, or anyone else from the team, we'd be happy to hear from you, happy to have a quick conversation as well. Now, we will move into the live Q&A session. And it looks like a few questions we have, about 8 to 9 questions. If anyone else has any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. We will take them one by one. As you can see, we already have a few questions that have been marked. So we'll start from there. Now, let's start from the beginning. So Ramiro asked, am I able to enter my own agenda or meeting format? Yes, that is exactly what AI Apps has been built for. If you have your own format or your own agenda that you need to get out of the meeting, or that you need to use in order to get a specific format of notes that you or your organization uses, you can set up an AI app. All you have to do is really just input a prompt and the format that you need. Sai, I'll hand it over to you.
Yep. I think it'd be helpful to, if I just quickly share my screen and showcase exactly how to do that, right? So for the purpose of the call, what I essentially did is I basically got ChatGPT to give me a prompt for a variant of a financial summary, right? And all I did is I went into AI Apps, clicked on create. So this is the modal that opens up. I've basically gone in and copy pasted this prompt, and I've selected this financial advisory call that I have. And this is an alternative summary template that output that's been generated. So as Nishant mentioned, you can do the same wherein you can paste in the prompt with the types of information that you want, and Fireflies will do this for you for all of your meetings. I hope this answers the question.
Yeah, so as you can see, a quick prompt that says, hey, you need to generate the notes in this specific format, and then you can provide the format that you need the notes in. Once you run that AI app, you will get the notes in that format. All right, let's move on to the next one. We had Evan ask, I'm in South Africa and we use Workpool. Can it be integrated? So whereas Workpool might not be available as a native integration within Fireflies, we do have a way for you to still integrate the tools that you use on a daily basis. We have a few custom options like Zapier, like Make, as well as a custom API. Yeah, Chan, you want to take that?
Yes. So at the moment, we do not have an integration with Workpool, but thanks for the suggestion. So we take our integration requests seriously. So what we do is we'll keep tabs on this and see and monitor for further requests. Same time, thanks for bringing this up. But at the moment, to ensure that your workflow is uninterrupted, you can explore custom options like Nishant said. We also have a solid, robust API system. Our documentation is public and it's well documented. You can take a look at that. And also, like Nishant said, you can take a look at automation tools like Zapier, Make, Relay, Boost Space, and a lot of other integrations that we already support to help with your workflow.
Awesome. So Shabar is asking, can notes be pushed to Google Workspace? Chan?
Yes. So in the Google Workspace, we support two apps, which is Google Docs and Google Drive. So with Google Docs, you can basically send the summaries. And with Google Drive, you can send a lot of things. Not only just the summaries, you can send the transcripts in 5 different formats, the summaries in 2 different formats. And also, if you are on the business or enterprise, you can actually send your entire video recording of the meeting to Google Drive in a specified folder. And for users in the Pro plan, they can send the audio file automatically. But yes, to answer your question, we support Google Drive and Google Docs. We also have Google Sheets in the radar. We'll monitor for further requests and take it up as and when needed. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Chan. Shabar, I hope that answers your question. Ramiro asks, how can I download my clients into Fireflies? I'm not sure exactly, Ramiro, what that means or entails. So you can always reach out to our team and get that clarification as well. Ramiro also asks, how do I download my clients into Fireflies from Redtail? Got it. So once you sync Fireflies and Redtail, it will automatically push your notes to the right contact in Redtail. So for example, if I'm having a meeting with Ramiro today, if Ramiro already exists as a client in my Redtail, Fireflies will know to log the notes under that profile, that client profile in Redtail. If Ramiro does not exist in my Redtail, then I have the option of creating Ramiro as a client in my Redtail and then logging the notes as well. So we support both options. If you have the client already, or if you don't have the client already in your Redtail, the integration will automatically sync your meetings with that specific contact, with that specific client. Awesome. Will there be standard integrations with existing VoIP telephony solutions? I'll let Chan answer that, but we do have integrations with dialers and telephony systems.
Yes, so we have a very huge stack of dialer integrations that we currently support. That includes AirCall, Just Call, RingCentral, Open Phone, Zoom Phone. So if you are an advisor that uses any of these dialers, feel free to try it out. We do support a wide range of dialers. And a quick tidbit for you is that we have MS Teams dialer coming real soon. And once that's up, it adds to our stack of our dialers that we already support. But if you have any specific dialers that you have in mind that you'd like for us to support, feel free to reach out to me or at support at Fireflies, and we'll happy to take the request and see how we can accommodate into our integration roadmap. Thanks.
And then just to add to that, if there's a dialer that you're using or a telephony system that you're using that doesn't yet exist, you can again use our custom options of Zapier, Make, or our custom API. Our Fireflies API accepts audio files to be transcribed, so you simply just have to send the recordings into Fireflies. Let's see, Mark asks, interested to know if we have an integration with Morningstar Wealthcraft. So we don't have a native integration yet, but again, you can use our custom options at the moment. We will, of course, monitor, because this is a wealth management specific integration. We will monitor and add it to our roadmap as and when we get more requests as well. All right. Can you review, edit the contacts and tasks being created by Fireflies prior to being entered into Wealthbox? Great question. Chan, I'll let you take that.
Yes. So as I already explained, most of our integrations have a design philosophy of having zero human in the loop. But there are customers who request, hey, I want complete control over what gets sent to my CRMs. And for those set of customers, we are bringing in the option to manually send notes and tasks. And manually send notes is an option where you can not only just stop the automatic syncing and just manually sync every single note, so you can easily classify your private and public conversations that needs to go into the CRMs. The same thing goes for tasks as well. So Fireflies already has a mini to-do section called tasks, where all the action items discussed in the meetings are neatly categorized, and it has a check mark, and it's basically a mini project management tool. And over there, you can have an option, which we are currently working on, where you can manually edit those tasks and have them sent over to your specific CRM of choice. So that's in the works. And to give you an idea as well, so there are three aspects that you can look at it. So one is automatic syncing, which I already showed a demo on. And the other thing that I'm told you is coming, which is to manually select and send tasks. And the third thing is rules, which is more interesting, because with rules, you can basically decide which meetings that I need to send to automatically. It can be based on the meeting title, it can be based on the meeting participant, it can be based on the meeting, information such as the title and a lot of other things. For example, if the meeting title is advisors, send it to a specific Slack channel. If the meeting host is Nishant, send it to a different Notion document. There are a lot of aspects, interesting aspects that are coming up, and all of these are coming really soon. We'll keep you posted on that.
Thanks, Chan. Yeah, keep watching this space. We have a lot of cool and exciting stuff coming up, especially the use cases that you all are bringing up. Some of them are very common, whether it's manually pushing notes or whether it's automated rules about sending to integrations. There's definitely a lot more that's going to be coming up soon. Melissa asks, is there a way to use Fireflies during in-person meetings? Yes. This is actually one of the reasons that we launched our mobile application. If you've not tried it, it's available both on Google Play Store and Apple App Store. The Fireflies app not only gives you all of the Fireflies functionality on the go, but it also gives you the ability to record meetings in person. So all of the people that use Fireflies for in-person meetings will usually use the Fireflies app to record and transcribe that meeting. All you have to do is open up the app, click on record, put it in the middle of the table, and it will record the whole meeting, and you'll have it as a meeting, any other meeting within Fireflies. Hope that answers your question. Rob asks, can the transcript be added after the summary to allow one downloadable file? Currently, I'm downloading 2 files and cutting, pasting them together. Sai, do you have any insights on this?
Yep, it is good feedback. Currently, you are right. It has to be done separately as 2 different files. Yeah, I'm taking this feedback on board. Let me have a discussion with the team internally and see, what's the best path forward for it. But feedback's duly noted. I feel the pain.
Awesome. All right. Can Fireflies use the existing task template in Wealthbox when a task is automatically created? Chan?
Okay. Yeah, sure. So I'll take that up. So yes, Fireflies uses the existing Wealthbox task template. So currently the workflow is in such a way that, let's say you have a meeting now and you have a task assigned to you. Fireflies automatically adds a 7-day window and assigns the task deadline to that. and also assigns to the right person specified in the meeting as well. So that's how it actually operates. And like you said, when we bring in more control where we want to introduce manual push of tasks, you can have complete control over it. But we are open to exploring any other feedback that you might have with the template. So currently, the template will include the specific task along with meeting metadata such as a meeting title in which the task was actually originated, along with the link to the entire transcript and a lot of other things. So basically, you have the task title along with the meeting metadata as part of the tasks that are created from Fireflies to Wealthbox.
Thanks, Chan. We do have a lot of questions piling up, so we'll try to move through them a little bit quicker. Timothy asks, can you please go over the GDPR security? Timothy, we do have GDPR compliance. We'll be happy to share a few links that you can go through. We have a lot of documentation on security on our website. So our team will be able to send that over to you. But on our website, you should also be able to find a GDPR compliance document, which shows you how we exactly comply with the GDPR compliance standards. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Aditya, can Fireflies be used to automate and update, analyze demographic details for a client regularly in a specific format to understand how their behavior patterns evolve over a period of time? Sai, I think that's a question for you. I'm sure that we have a solution for this.
Yep. So I think there are ways to do this. So the current way to do that is we essentially have an AI native search, which allows you to run like a AI query across the cohort of the past meetings that you've had. So essentially, it's like running a prompt and asking to identify how that information has evolved. Today, it has to be done manually. So you'd have to, like you input on ChatGPT, like you would have to like enter the prompt and run it for like a specific date range. We are working on making the process automated. So similar to how I showed you, you could set up an app, right? An AI app. You can do the same thing and have it run across the cohort of meetings, and that would essentially give you this output. And that should, we're working on making it live pretty soon. You should hear updates from us in the coming month, where something like exactly what you requested should be possible via AI features.
Awesome. Thanks, Sai. Kelly has asked about SharePoint for notes. Chan?
Yes, a quick answer to that is yes, we do have a SharePoint integration, and some good news for you is that we not only support sending of notes, we also support sending of transcripts and recordings to SharePoint. So notes can be sent in 2 different formats, docs and PDF, transcript in 5 different formats, and the recordings basically for enterprise users and business users, we can send it as video MP4, and for pro users, we can send the audio recording in MP3. Yes, we do have a SharePoint integration in a nutshell.
Awesome. Thanks, Chan. So we have another question about recording in person, another question about SharePoint. Those have been answered. Let's see. Is the sync of notes to existing Redtail clients based on the email in Redtail, or how is it currently paired?
Okay, got it. So there are 2 types of integrations here at Fireflies: pull integrations and push integrations. So pull integrations are basically ones that are dialers, where you get the call recording and Fireflies transcribes that for you. And push integrations are basically ones where we send the notes from Fireflies to those integrations. So when it comes to pull integrations, which are basically dialers, the phone number is the unique identifier for the client. So let's say you have a call with RingCentral, and you have a client, and you also have the client record in Wealthbox. So Fireflies will automatically understand that, okay, this is, let's say the client is Sai, and so this is Sai's number, and he exists in Wealthbox. So it will map Sai's number with the phone number and map it to the right record in Wealthbox. And that's for dialers. But when it comes to online meetings such as video conferencing, such as Google Meet or Zoom or whatsoever it may be, the email is the unique identifier. So multiple clients can have different names, but the email is always the same. So Fireflies will automatically understand which client did you have meetings with and map it to the right record. So it's almost fail-proof.
Awesome. Thank you, Chan. We have an interesting question from Rich. Can I set certain domains not to record calls with? For example, if I have a client that does not want any calls recorded. Sai, I'm going to hand that over to you.
Yep, we do have the ability to do that. So essentially, within the individual settings and inside the admin capabilities, you can set what we call bar rules, which is essentially a set of rules or keywords or domains based on which, if you're having a meeting with, like, we will not attempt to join or attempt to record those calls. So yeah, bar rules with like the domains of the customers that you want to like exclude, you can append to it, and that should like prevent the bot from like recording the calls.
Yep. So Rich, just head over to your settings on Fireflies, go to join and bar rules. Under the bar rules, just enter those domains at xyz.com, and Fireflies will not join those meetings for you. All right. Let's see what else we have. Blessing asks, can Fireflies be used on HubSpot, Chan?
Yes, I just explained about push and pull integration. So a fun fact about HubSpot is that it's very unique. It is both a push and a pull integrations in Fireflies, which means that we also support HubSpot dialer calls, where we can pull in all the calls into Fireflies and also push meeting nodes to HubSpot. Not just pushing nodes, you can create contacts, just like how I just explained for Wealthbox. You can push nodes not just to contacts, you can push nodes to companies in HubSpot, you can push nodes to deals as well. So yes, we have a very comprehensive HubSpot integration. And the fun fact is that you can also send your AI app outputs that just Sai explained to your HubSpot and Salesforce account. So we are bringing that support real soon to Wealthbox and Redtail, but HubSpot and Salesforce have been existed since a long time in Fireflies, and they have AI app support where you can send all the custom insights that you want to extract into HubSpot and Salesforce.
Thanks, Chan. Yes, please check out our HubSpot integration. It's one of the most used integrations that we have, and we've put a lot of hard work into making it very robust. You'll have a lot of capabilities with using Fireflies and HubSpot. All right, let's see what else we have. Ian asks, can we set the screen to dark mode? This is a great question that our designer would love. We have been thinking about this very often. I think a lot of people within Fireflies also prefer dark mode, but we don't have an option within the platform yet. I think there is a workaround where you can set your browser to dark mode and then Fireflies will automatically be in dark mode. But natively, we don't have that option yet. It is definitely on our radar. Glenn asks, can Fireflies read, apply client recording consent flags in CRM systems? Glenn, I think we'll need a little more information about how you want this to work. We do have consent systems within Fireflies itself. For example, we have consent notifications that can be sent beforehand using an email, which says, hey, Fireflies has been invited to this call. If you want to opt out, you can. We have consent messages that can be sent on the meeting itself in the meeting chat, which says, hey, I'm a Fireflies note taker that has been invited by Glenn. I'll be recording and transcribing this meeting. On Zoom, you'll actually see Fireflies following the Zoom consent flow for recording. So we do have a few consent options. We would encourage you to go through those. You'll find them in your settings. And once you go through those, of course, you can let us know if you have any other requests or questions around that. All right, I think we've answered most of them. Is there a way to turn on Fireflies on a live meeting through the computer like you can do on the app? So I think this refers to the add to live. Sai, if you want to take that.
Yep, you can add Fireflies to an ongoing video conferencing meeting by going to a dashboard and using the add to live capability. You can essentially enter the link of the meeting and hit record. So yeah, that is one way to record live conversations which are ongoing.
And adding just one more point to that, if you are talking about web recording, and that's also in the cards, we'll keep you posted on that shortly. where you can record from the mobile web itself. So
and if you use Google Meet, make sure to check out our Chrome extension, because that will help you record meetings on Google Meet without having the bot enter your meeting, as well as without having anything else. It'll just sit as an extension in your browser and record your Google Chrome or Google Meet meetings as well. Rob asks, is it possible to have different licenses in the same Fireflies AI tenant? Rob, if you mean that you want different users and licenses in the same tenant, yes. You have the team aspect of things where you can collaborate with your whole team on one Fireflies workspace. If you are referring to having different pricing plans for different people, that is not possible on Fireflies. Everyone on the Fireflies team needs to be on the same pricing plan, whether that's Pro, Business, Enterprise. All the users will need to be on that pricing plan. And I think the last question we have here is from Alex. Can the app also be used to record phone conversations? Sai, Chan, I'll let you guys take that.
Sure. So at the moment, we don't have the support, but we've been seeing this request day in, day out. Honestly, we are figuring out a way on how we can tap into that space.
I guess the one potential workaround is if you have those conversations recorded, you can upload those into Fireflies, and we'd like transcribe and summarize it for you. But yeah, there is no automated way to record phone calls today.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, we have dialer integrations. If you're using any telephony systems like AirCall, OpenPhone, RingCentral, Dialpad, JustCall, if you're using those telephony systems, those can be integrated with Fireflies very easily, and you can have all of those transcribed. If you're referring to good old, phone calls just on the phone, we don't have a solution for that yet, but as Chen said, it is definitely on our radar. Awesome. I think let's end the live Q&A. If you have any questions remaining, please feel free to reach out to us. Again, you can reach out to me, Sai Chen, or you can reach out to support@fireflies.ai, and the query will be routed to the right team or the right person within our team. We'd love to hear from you. If you have any feedback, any requests, anything at all, please do reach out to us. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking out the time. This has been a fantastic session today. We look forward to providing you with more such updates, more launches, and more value for your meetings. Thank you very much. Have a great day.